Great comic coming up and killing the scene in Jersey. Please put your hands together for my man, Daniel Caprio!
Oh yeah, keep that energy going for Damian and Slayer Joe, guys. You can hear me, correct?
Yeah.
I just noticed Slayer Joe has the tannest V-neck I've ever seen in my life. It's like he purposefully just tans that area. It's like you shaved your chest to get the tan even. I admire dedication like that. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm in a great mood. I was listening to Cannibal Corpse on the way down here to psych myself up. Oh, Cannibal Corpse fan. Anybody else?
Damn straight.
That's, wow. Most of the time people are like, that's garbage. We hate that. I can level with you on a certain wavelength because has anybody in here ever actually had sex to death metal? I don't recommend that. I was Cannibal Corpse came up in my sex playlist randomly one night. It was all like techno and funk music, and then just random Cannibal Corpse, and my balls got twisted around themselves. I found out the medical term for that is called testicular torsion, which also sounds like death metal, but it's not. It's an expensive surgery, and I don't.
You trying to start a band with that name? Let's do it.
I got the memories for it, yeah. Lots of lyrical inspiration. No, it didn't really seem medical to me. It just seemed like a click-clack that went out of control on itself. Death metal's fun. But some people consider Cannibal Corpse the worst music on earth. I don't agree. What do you think is the worst music on earth back there, sir? You, the guy who likes Cannibal Corpse.
Oh, me. Oh, shit.
And don't say Cannibal Corpse.
Oh, shit. Oh, Garth Brooks.
Garth Brooks, okay, I've gotten country music, modern day country music, real milquetoast.
Country music,
Yeah. No, it's like, it doesn't move you, Like, what do you think's the worst music on earth? What do you think's the worst
country
music?
tip.
Country again! Damien, what's the worst music on earth?
Country.
It's confirmed. You're all wrong, by the way. All wrong. It's husband and wife acoustic guitar duos busting outside of train stations. That's the worst music ever made. You got caught up in Penn Station for 3.5 hours. All you want to do is go to your car, and then you hear off-key Eagles covers by they've been together way too long, but they're keeping it together for the family. And they're overly positive. They're like, oh guys, I know we're having a rough Monday, but I got a peaceful, easy feeling. Oh, they all fall in front of trains. It's Cannibal Corpse lyrics for all of them. And not the husband or wife, I don't care who falls first, just guitar first, and then body. My friend Rich back there, he loves pop punk music. I think that's garbage. I really do. Did you guys see that new Blink-182 video? I cringed so bad I thought my spine was gonna freeze. That's the stuff that makes me angry, like stuff like that, and what else? My Chemical Romance. But you know what I'm tired of? I'm tired of all these Australian bands that have the gall to rip that kind of music off. They get interviewed, they're like, oh yeah, this is the real true emu music. It's silly. It really, you know what else is silly? Amateur Australian porn. You ever watch that during quarantine? Amateur, I don't recommend that either. That's dangerous. I went down the rabbit hole the wrong way on that one. I was watching a lot of amateur Australian porn when I was locked down. And this is like violently, aggressively in your face kind of pornography. It's like where they film at, it's like an abandoned house out in the outback. The camera's like real shaky. There's like spider webs in the corner and snakes all over the floor. And then you got the male talent just looking right at you in the camera. And he's like, I'm putting all my semen in your mind. It's all going in there. And there ain't nothing you can do about it. He just holds that face. He's got a tooth missing. That female talent's no better. She's just lying on a dirty mattress looking up at you. She's like, oh yeah, big man, put it in me good on. This woman was wearing a skull and crossbones eye patch. I was terrified. I can't come when I'm that terrified. When I'm scared, I cannot maintain an erection. Australia. You know, some people actually believe that Australia doesn't exist. That's a conspiracy theory. You know what else is a conspiracy theory? Interesting English people. And do we got any English? Oh, we got an English guy back there. All right, good. I've always loved the English. I love the way they talk, and I love the way they tell stories. Here's an example. It's like, hey, bud, you ever been opening up a third condom after you went soft in the first two? And then you think to yourself, hey, old chap, maybe this heterosexuality thing just is not for me. You see how much more interesting that sounds? That's a problem. That's me after I watch Australian porn. I believe I mentioned Super Friends before. I have those. I don't like to use the word friends with benefits. I think that term is played out. It's used way too often. So I made up my own term instead. Super friend. Much more than the average friend. Like, we do more than help each other move couches on the weekend. We're here for each other. Let me give an example. A super friend was over my apartment a couple years ago, pre-quarantine, and me, like a good Italian that I am, I'm in the kitchen, I'm making us a nice romantic dinner. All of a sudden, she comes out of the next room unannounced and grabs my crotch violently with a vice grip. And she said, give me that dick right now, Daniel. She called me Daniel, so it's on. Like, that's my Christian name. And I gotta operate, you know? But I had a severe moment of over-Italianing in this case. I was like, look, I got a sauce on this goddamn stove. Why? There's no way I'm letting it burn. You're going to have to do it. You sit down and make it your foot for you. And you know what? She sat down. She waited for this dick. Sometimes when you have business, you make them wait. She did. You guys know who Andy Rooney is? No, nobody ever watched 60 Minutes? You're wondering, who's this 90-year-old man at the end for 3 minutes just making fun of things that we all love, mocking them? Andy Rooney? He's like this kind of guy. He's like, hey, you ever been jerking off to your high school yearbook? In the hopes that they still look the same. And then you search them out on social media. They don't look that way anymore. And then you finish anyway because you feel bad for them. You ever been to a protest, an anti-Trump protest, any kind of protest really, and you really want to see somebody hold up a sign that says, #no Irish? Whatever happened to that? Whatever happened to that exclusion? Hey, speaking of the Irish, you ever been to the restaurant Wahlburgers? That's owned by the Wahlberg family, if you couldn't tell. They got a really strange customer policy there. Much like this wall, there's a huge sign on the wall, and it says, absolutely no Vietnamese allowed. Now, why is that? Andy knows. Am I doing on time? Okay. Rich, what am I forgetting? I made fun of you before.
You won't do it.
What?
Fingers.
I won't do it. Tired of that joke. Let's see. Oh, do you remember the first place you ever kissed somebody?
Yeah.
Where was it?
A car.
A car? Just a random car? I broke into a car and started making out with somebody. Was it yours?
I think so.
All right. Okay. I would have accepted parents. That's romantic. Anybody else? Anybody got a less generic spot? Like, you know, I don't know. Outside of a pet store or DMV. Slayer Joe, where's the first place you ever kissed somebody at? Bath. Home court advantage bathroom or the Trenton Courthouse bathroom?
First it was school bathroom, then it was Trenton.
Okay, all right, you're on the move. Mine's no better. Mine was outside of a bowling alley in Lawrenceville, New Jersey. Outside of a bowling alley. That's the correct groan. I knew then that my life was destined to become a series of relationship disasters. And it didn't help that the first place I ever heavy petted someone was outside of a clinic. My name is Daniel Caprio. I love every one of you in here. I have a special out right now. It's called Utterly Ridiculous. You can check that out on YouTube. Also, I have an open mic this weekend. It's a costume contest in New Brunswick, New Jersey at the George Street Co-op. Come by. 3 prizes for best costume. I love everybody in here. Have a wonderful evening. Good night.
Keep it going with Daniel Caprio.